Okay. So last week in Kollel we mentioned in the Halakha, Shulchan Aruch, which said there are two opinions. The Rambam says that any clothing that you wear at night, even if you wear it during the day, the Rambam says that whether tzitzit needs to be put on clothing is determined by the time of day. At night, no clothing needs tzitzit. In the daytime, all clothing needs tzitzit. The Rosh says the other way around. No, it has to do with the type of clothing. If it's nighttime clothing, it doesn't need tzitzit even if you wear it during the day. If it's daytime clothing, it doesn't need tzitzit even if you wear it at night. We are machmir like both opinions. So the question here comes down on page 373. Your sheets on your bed.
4 corners.
They have 4 corners, correct? Do you wear them?
Too big. Isn't there like a limit?
No.
Oh, there's a
They
limit
cover
in
you.
how
They don't
small.
know how small, but not how big.
Okay.
They cover you. You wear them.
So how
And if you're
curtains?
gonna tell me nighttime, well, you don't wear
Oh, you
them.
don't wear them, right?
If you're gonna tell me they're nighttime clothing, so nighttime clothing, according to the Rosh, so sheets are exempt, correct? Because they're nighttime clothing. The Rambam, though, you wear them at night, okay, they're exempt. Maybe these are also daytime clothing, and you also wear them during the day. Meaning, you sleep in past sunrise, don't you? Maybe you guys don't, but I do. You sleep in past sunrise? Correct. That means you're wearing them during the day. So technically, your sheets on your bed should be considered daytime clothing because you wear them during the day. And they should be considered clothing that you wear. You are actively wearing them during the daytime.
But when someone asks, if you ask someone when do you go to sleep at night, when you sleep in the morning, that's kind of an extension of the night.
But according to the Rambam, day and night are very important. And the moment the day starts, anything you wear needs to deal.
I remember there was something about your day starts as soon as you wake up. I'm trying to think what it was. I remember there was a case where, for you, day only starts when you wake up, or something like that. So, because for you, for all intents and purposes, you go to sleep
at
night, and you wake up, and that's kind of like your start of the day. So you only really, because the first thing a Jew is supposed to do in the morning is immediately daven, but most Jews that I know only wake up about a few hours into the day. So the first thing that they're doing in the morning is sleeping. So isn't that fall under the same category that the first thing that's really a continuation of the night, and the first thing we're doing is getting out of bed and taking off that four-corner
which is why in the
garment.
Chetchila, your prayer after sunrise is only a b'diavad prayer.
It's a b'diavad, but
B'diavad.
b'diavad.
Now I can tell you.
Okay.
B'diavad.
B'diavad.
Yeah. Correct.
So,
It's the b'diavad prayer. Therefore, you can't bring a proof from there.
it is.
I understand what you want to say. What I'm saying is that you're right, and therefore it's a problem with what's being done.
But obviously,
And
we
because
don't
you're
put
right
tzitzit
that it's a
on.
problem, now I'm going to be mekatering on all the Jewish people.
Well, I mean, also.
I mean, what I should tell you is, no, it's okay. So long as you're still sleeping, that's still considered nighttime. That's not what I'm going to tell you.
But what about things like when the Shulchan Aruch has all the things about waking up and all the steps that a person has to go through once they wake up. So maybe he missed the first step about waking up right when
What do you mean?
the day
Of course,
starts.
you're supposed to wake up at midnight.
Right, but even if you don't follow that step, all the other steps only apply once you do wake up. Even if you didn't wake up at the correct time. So what? So
Can you imagine a person wakes up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon saying, he gave the rooster intellect to separate between day and night, but I'm not smart like a rooster.
I ask you.
No, what I'm saying is this is a... Let's see the Mefarshim, how they explain this. The Mordechai makes a difference between clothing that you wear and clothing that you put on yourself.
So like a cape, like
a scarf, for example.
scarf.
You don't really wear a
The
scarf.
scarves are like sort of disproportionate, so maybe
Maybe they don't have a shiur, a correct shiur.
right.
Or a bed sheet. I don't know if you would say you wear your sheets, you cover yourself in your sheets.
Your mattress wears the sheet, so
So there's a sniff lack. I mean, there's a reason to be lenient regarding that sheet. But let's see here, halacha hey, on page 373, where it says hey. Sdinim, sheets, shemitkasim behem b'shat hashana, that you cover yourself with at night. Sheyesh lehem arba knafot, that have four corners. Pturim mikar adin min tzitzit. The basic level of halacha says they are not required to have tzitzit on them. V'amachmir bisdinim hasui mitzemer. But if one wants to be strict with wool sheets, why is wool different than anything else?
because wool is the choice material.
Very good, meaning wool is a deoraita. Wool is a biblical obligation.
Oh, so if you have like a
Cotton
synthetic,
tzitzit,
synthetic
according to the
material or
Ashkenazim, you get a mitzvah for it. According to Sfaradim, you only get a rabbinic mitzvah for it, not a biblical mitzvah.
So for Sfaradim, if you have a cotton garment, four corners, and you don't put on tzitzit, it's completely okay?
No, it's a rabbinic prohibition,
Oh, okay.
not a biblical prohibition. And therefore, the mitzvah you get for it is a rabbinic mitzvah, not a biblical mitzvah.
Also, for bed sheets, wouldn't there also be a problem of a balcony or something?
No, why? Because you're allowed to wear tzitzit when a person's dirty or anything like that.
Like,
Wear tzitzit in the
isn't
bathroom.
it like a disgrace for?
No, you can wear tzitzit in the bathroom. You can play sports in your tzitzit. I mean, there's no tzitzit is not holy enough to be made not allowed by that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So one wants to be strict. לעגל אחד מכנפות הסג'ין שמתכסה בו, to round off one of the corners of his bed sheets if they're made out of wool, כדי לפטרו מנציד לכל הדעות, in order to exempt it from all opinions from tzitzit, תבוא עליו ברכה, he'll get an extra blessing. I once saw that the stipler did this. The stipler gun once rounded the corner of his tzitzit, of his bed sheet, made out of wool. אבל אם עשויים משאר מינים, if they're made from other materials, and צריך להכניס בזה כלל, there's no reason at all to start rounding out your bed sheets at home. And most of the bed sheets I've seen in people's houses are either cotton or plastic, polyester or something. They're not wool. I haven't seen wool bed sheets. At least that's what I can say.
But what about a beged that was designated for tzitzit? If someone rounds one of those corners,
It's no longer obligated.
even if it was like designated. It's interesting.
375. וסדין שפורסים על המיטה. If there's a sheet that you spread on the bed, ואין מתכסים בו, but you don't cover with it. What kind of sheet do people have on their beds they don't cover with?
The mattress.
Bottom sheet.
Interesting. The
Mattress
bottom sheet of the
sheet,
mattress.
yeah.
Yeah. Or have you been to the hotel? Sometimes they have this like
They have
cover
this
that
thing.
goes on top that you're not supposed to sleep with. They're just there to like make the bed look nice.
Mm-hmm.
That also would be included in this category. אפילו הוא שצמר ויש לו ארבע כנפות, even if it's made out of wool and has four corners, אין צריך להחמיר לעגל אותו במחילותיו. You don't have to restrict it around the corner. ואינו חייב בציד כלל, it's not obligated at all
It's
to
like a
see.
curtain you don't wear.
Exactly, a person doesn't wear it at all. It's a reality situation. וכן ציפיות הסמיכות או הקרים, and also pillowcases or quilt covers. Do you know what quilt covers are? You put the blanket inside of this sheet, and then you zip it up at the bottom, or you butter it up at
That's
the
more
bottom.
like a headcloth, like a turban, sort of, because like
No, you cover
like just
yourself
like a
with it.
turban doesn't need tzitzit.
The pillowcase.
But
What
the
about what-
pillowcase is
what
also
about
on
what
your head.
holds them-
But a pillowcase is also on your head.
Correct. That's what I'm
So-
telling you. You're right about a pillowcase. What
So
about
this-
a mattress? Something that covers the blanket.
Oh, something that covers the blanket. Okay, so
He
yeah.
says, אפילו הם של צמרים והוול פטורים מן הציצית, they're exempt from ציצית, וכן שמיכות הממולאות בנוצות, and also blankets that are full of feathers, או בצמר גפן, or cotton, ויש להן ארבע כנפות פטורות מן הציצית, they're exempt from ציצית, even if they have four corners. The logic behind this opinion is that you have something called ikar and tafel. That the main part of the blanket is not the cover that you put on top of it. And therefore that's not really such a big deal. Let me ask you a good question. What if you go to the barber shop and the barber puts a sheet on you
Oh.
and the sheet is four cornered?
Temporary.
You have to say, hey sir, I must put tzitzit on this before you give me a haircut.
But-
Like would you have a barber shop now that sells like mahadrin, hair, I don't know what they're called, hair covers? You know those aprons they make people wear? Okay.
Yeah, they
המתכסה בסדין בשעת תספורת, someone who wears one of these sheets during the haircut. אינו צריך לחוש לכך שאותו סדין יש לו 4 כנפות גם בציצית. He doesn't have to worry that it has 4 corners, doesn't have ציצית. ומכל שכן, כשאין סדין זה עשוי מצמח. How much more so when this one is not made out of wool in the first place? It's just made out of plastic or some kind of fabric that's not even biblically obligated in tzitziot. In that situation, there's no reason to be strict about it at all.
Give people ideas.
You never know. Maybe one day they're going to go to a barber shop. It's going to say, we have special Jewish aprons. You know, that's
Jewish aprons.
So all this is an extension of not putting tzitzit on blankets?
Yes. Very good.
This is when they give you the 770 haircuts. 770.
$377. ממתי מברך על הציצית בשחר? What's the earliest point which you're allowed to make a blessing on your tzitzit in the morning? The time that's used in halakha, it's called mishiakir. What does it mean? mishiakir ben talit shaba, ben tchelet shaba le'lavan shaba. A person must be able to tell the difference between the blue string and the white string.
Yeah.
I do this on Shavuot. I go outside and I try to check. I can tell the difference.
But we also have street lights and other factors.
Correct. So I go to a place to the side of my house where I don't get a street light.
Oh.
It's still an ambient light unless you're in like the middle of like.
Correct. So it can't be perfect, but it's the closest I can get to it.
So the majority of the Jewish world doesn't wear Kehillat in their tzitzit.
Correct. So they use calendars.
Well,
And those calendars, I found them to be more often incorrect than correct. They're close, but I've sometimes they say it's sunset and it already set 10 minutes ago. Or they say it's dawn, but dawn hasn't happened yet.
So how's that any different than a subjective idea of seeing something? One person could see it, and in the same time somebody could not see it.
Correct. It would make a complicated thing, like if you're on top of the mountain in La Jolla,
Yeah.
and you're davening, your house is right behind the mountain on La Jolla, so maybe you have a different sunset time or candlelighting time than somebody else. The answer is yes. The answer is Chazal didn't give us...
Sorry.
It's okay. Chazal didn't give us objective measurements. Chazal gave us measurements. Why did the Chazal use these measurements? They could have given us other ways to calculate things. They gave us these ways because there's something that every person can do. They tell you you have to eat the sides of an olive. Why the sides of an olive? So that you'll be able to replicate this in your own home. Now we tell them, no, olives are not what they used to be. Olives weigh this much, they measure that much,
So
they displace this much water. Essentially what we've done to the olive is complicated it more than what
also,
Chazal would have wanted
there's
it to be.
obviously different sized olives.
Correct. It's
And
not a normal
there's
egg,
like
it's an ostrich egg,
create
whatever the eggs they
jumbo-
want.
And there's jumbo eggs. And
Correct, so that's why Chazal uses that as Zaid Benoni, an average olive.
What about they didn't have jumbo eggs and stuff like that back then.
Well, the people want to say the eggs were bigger than, smaller than, I don't know, everyone has a different story that they want to make up from
is
here.
it also a bit
Chazal gave us measurements so you'd be able to go to your backyard and check. They told you sunset. What is sunset? When the sun goes behind the horizon. What is sunrise? When the sun begins to rise on the edge of the horizon. These are the reasons Chazal gave us these measurements so every person could do it on their own. Correct, it does make a very subjective halakha, but that's why why Chazal gave us these measurements.
But like the string of tzitzit, the Kehillat is like really dark blue. It's not a very faded light blue. So.
But when it's dark outside, it's hard to tell.
But white is a really reflective color, so it would seem that that's like a really early time of day, and only in a place with no ambient light and stuff like that could you actually tell the difference at one point, but not be able to tell the difference before. Like it seems like it's very like you need.
Have you ever been
special-
outside when it's pitch black?
I've been somewhere where it
Very
was
dark.
pitch black.
It's really dark. You
During
really
the
can't
night.
see.
Mhm.
If you can make out objects, you cannot make out colors.
Mhm. I know what I was saying, but we don't have that, and Kehillat is like a very dark. It's not like Kehillat like we think nowadays in modern Hebrew, where Kehillat is light. So it's like a really deep color. So
Yeah, it's still hard in the middle of the night to see it. Rama adds, V'im lavsho me'alot hashachar ve'elach. The Rama says, if a person wears his tzitzit from dawn and onwards, Yesh Omeim de Mevarech Alav. Some say you make a blessing on it. V'ken Noagim, and this is the custom.
That's what we do on Shavuot. We make a blessing on the tzitzit.
Maybe that's what you do on Shavuot. I wait till afterwards. But those who rely on their Ramah are allowed to follow this. V'im lafshok hodem l'ken, if you wear it beforehand, kagom b'slichot. For example, you wake up before dawn to say slichot, and some people put on their talitot. Lo yivarech alav, you should not make a blessing. Shemeshe'ir hayom, yimashmesh bo yivarech. Sure, the daytime you should readjust it and make a blessing on that tzitzit. Because earlier it was too early to make a blessing. What we do in our Bet Knesset is if we do slichot that early, we just don't wear talit. Yeah. We wait until after slichot to put on our talit.
You mean you start davening before dawn?
If we had such a situation, that would be our. That's what we do. Okay, the bottom of the middle of 377. Zman tzid b'boker, the time for tzid in the morning. Hu misha'ash ya'ir hayom ma'at. It's when the day begins to become a little bit bright. Kedei shuchal la'akir b'tzid sheyesh b'tchelet. In order to be able to tell on the tzid that has tchelet, ben tchelet shaba, leben lavan shaba, between the tchelet on it and the white string in it. V'af minhag Ashkenazim, and even according to the Ashkenazi custom. What is the Ashkenazi custom?
About what?
You're allowed to wear your tzitzit before this time period, so long as the dawn has begun. Yesh lachmir b'zeh lechatchila. On an ideal level, the Ramah is not coming to say he doesn't do it mamad. Rather, if you need to, you can wear it a little bit earlier. But the Ramah would say, if you can, it's better to wait for the time that Maran mentions. Umikol makom, but in any case, b'shat adchak, in the time of pressing need, efshar le'akel minhag Ashkenazim zman lot hashachar. The Ashkenazim are able to be lenient from dawn. Shehu Shaar 379. V'chamishit HaShaar b'shaot zmaniyot kodem hanetzach hama. It is an hour and 1/5 in halachic hours before sunrise. What is a halachic hour?
Divided by the day by 12.
Very good. From when?
Sunrise, sunset.
Sunrise, sunset. Or some would say from dawn until 3 stars come out. But let's say sunrise, sunset, it's the simplest time. You take that time period and you divide it into 12. That's how many halachic hours there are on the day. So there are days where a halachic hour will be 45 minutes and days where a halachic hour can be 80 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so you take one halachic hour in a fifth.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be your time when you could wear tzitzit according to Ashkenazim.
So the Ashkenazim would be able to say bracha before?
A little bit. It's a little bit. It's not so much time. I'll tell you today. I'll give you the exact time. Today, 5:35 was earliest time in film. 5:05 was done. But it's not a huge amount of time, but it's a significant amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Ashkenazim, it's best to wait until 5:35. But if one can't, let's say one has to be praying early, they're going on an airplane, whatever it is, they can wear from 5:05. All right, that's what we're saying. Now sunrise says dawn was 5:05, talit is 5:35, sunrise was 6:21, like we prayed yesterday. So that being said, let's read the next paragraph. The poskim are in an argument. What is the exact time? How do you calculate this time? According to halakha, we should be strict. That the earliest you should make the blessing on the talit is 1 halachic hour before netz, before sunrise.
Yeah.
Let's do the math. Someone want to help me? Who's a math guy? Yeah? Write down numbers for me. In the pen?
I like to it's on paper. Not on calculators.
Now you got a paper. You have paper?
Dad.
Paper?
Paper.
Paper.
Oh,
In the last 2 years, they made us practice all these. That was our math problems in Rabbi's class was to write down all the hours of the day and like what time you would be able to do everything.
So you hone your math skills?
Well, no, we also had general studies,
Oh,
but
you mean you had real math too? as
yeah, we
well
had
as-
real math as well.
Okay, you want to take. I'm gonna do the following. This is the. Take 5:05. No, that's what. Do 6:21 until 7:16. A good round. So let's say 6:20 is 7:15.
4 and 5.
Okay. How many minutes do we have there?
No, we have 55.
Between no.
40
Between the
plus
morning
15.
and the after the nighttime.
Oh, so
Sunrise?
that would be 12 hours 55 minutes. So
12 hours?
12 hours 55 minutes. So
Okay, let's do this.
12 times 60, so that would be 720 plus
20.
55, so 775 minutes.
Okay, now let's divide it by 12.
775 divided by
64 and a half. Okay, 64 and a half. Now, let's see. Today they said that sunrise was 6:21. 64 and a half minutes before that. Would be a little bit earlier than 5:35.
Okay, so the two times are what? 5?
I'm trying now according to sunrise and sunset. Let's try dawn.
Okay,
This is
what's dawn? I mean, what time is dawn?
So it would have been 5:16 and a half a minute, I think. Because 64 and a half minutes before 6:21. Or was it 64 and a half minutes before 6:21? So I think it would be at 5:16 and.
So why are these
half a
guys saying
second.
5:35 unless they're following a different opinion?
That could probably be it.
Let's see. They have a. How do we get to this number?
Oh yeah. No,
Okay.
basic.
Oh look, they have here a few options. According to the HaShamayim, which is Sephardic, the time of Tzizid is 60 minutes before Netz.
60 minutes
Huh.
before, so that would be 5:21. HaShamayim.
In Israel, it's 60 minutes before Netz. That's according to Rav Tukachinsky. Rav David Spitzer, 52 minutes before Netz. And Rav Zilber, 42 minutes before Netz.
But none of these come out to 64 and a half hours before.
Do any of them give you 5:35?
Wait, so long was
60, 52, and 42.
60 would be 5:21. 42 would be 21 minutes in, so that would be 5:39.
Okay, and 42?
42 would be 5. No, sorry. Yeah, it would be 5:39.
So none of them bring me to 5:35. In which case, I don't know where these guys are getting their numbers from. Our website, what does it say?
Is it my money?
That's mine. I just use my money.
No, sorry. So
Our
it's
website says
40.
everything's a minute later, so just 5:36. So it was, to be revisited.
Yeah.
Unless we miscalculated something on dividing the minutes and all that. Could have also been a
Try.
possibility.
What if we start from?
I should code a calculator for this.
You start at 6:21 to 7:16.
So, I've told me get everything 1 minute before.
What if we do?
We did the perfect example of 6 to 6. Just
5:05 till 7:15.
7.
Yeah. How many minutes?
Alright, so that would be 14 hours and 10 minutes, so 14 times 60
8:40.
would be 840, so
Plus.
840 plus 10 minutes, so 850.
850 divided by 12. 70.8.
7, okay.
Okay.
So 70.8, that's even more complicated, 0.8. Alright, so now every hour is 70.8 minutes.
An hour before Nitz would be even earlier. It would be before 5:35. I don't know how they got to their math. All I'm saying is, step outside, look at your tzitzit, figure it out. Don't rely on the calendar. I don't know how to guess their math. And with that, we have finished the section of Shulchan Aruch. Siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, siman tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, siman tov, mazel tov, siman tov, yeilanu, yeilanu, olech Yisrael, yeilanu, olech Yisrael, David melech Yisrael, David melech Yisrael, Chai v'kayam. And we kind of tricked you on page 380. We had two more halachot.
Anyways, that's
They continued it over to page 380, so the middle of the page. V'im ta'avech al talit afilu kodem l'tashachar. We celebrated too early. Then if a person makes a mistake and they make a blessing before dawn, eino chuzar varech, he does not have to go back and make a blessing. V'afilu minhag Sfaradim, even according to the Sfaradim. This seems to be the logic behind this is there are still poskim who say that nighttime you're obligated to put on tzitzit and clothing that you would wear during the day, and therefore we're relying on them to make this blessing
So that
now.
would be like
Yeah.
the
We wouldn't ideally do it, but if it happened, it's okay. Din halavesh talito kodem malot hashachar. If a person wears a talit before dawn, shachar shegiz malot hashachar and mishmesh tzitzit v'valech, how does he exactly readjust his talit in order to make a blessing? We're going to explain that. That was explained above in section 8. Essentially what you're doing is you're trying to put the tzitzit back on. Kind of take them off, put it on, move them around a little bit, renew them, refresh them, that way you can make a blessing on them again.
So if during the day you take off your tzitzit and then you decide to put them back on, you would say another blessing?
If a certain amount of time passed, then yes.
But over here, Harav was suggesting that you make a slight movement. And
Because when you made because you didn't make a blessing beforehand.
oh, that
This is what happened. Or you made a blessing at a time where most people would say you shouldn't make a blessing.
and so you're not. It's not like renewing from a previous blessing to another
Correct.
blessing. It's just
Making a
Making
blessing
a
in the first
blessing.
place.